CBS 6 News starts now.
So right now we know that 1 in 8 children will be sexually assaulted before their 18th birthday. 1 in 8. If that's not an epidemic, I don't know what is.
Emotional testimony at the Capitol today as 4 survivors of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein call for legislation that would ease the process of reporting sexual crimes. Our Tom Eschen has been covering this story all day and joins us now with the latest.
And they were in that room today in the Codes Committee, and obviously you have Democrats and Republicans there and questioning them at times, but all of them united, a bipartisan issue at that, and trying to hear from these survivors, what they had to say and why they're advocating for this legislation that would not just hold an individual accountable, but those that could profit from something like this accountable as well, ending that statute of limitations so those that do step forward potentially could get justice or at least their case heard. And right now, they don't believe that that's the case, especially when it comes to the federal government. And when they were asked about speaking out, they talked about fear, shame, intimidation. Here's a little bit more of what they had to say.
I am a survivor of Jeffrey Epstein's horrific crimes. I was recruited with the promise of a Victoria's Secret's modeling contract. I was groomed, manipulated, raped, and then blackmailed. Each assault was recorded and held over me for years.
The federal government refuses to help myself and the victims. The FBI is arguing that my case is worthless because of the statute of limitation. I want my story today to not just be about what happened to me, but about something bigger and brighter, bringing light, justice, and protections to others.
Because I was sex trafficked to Epstein, I have suffered deep shame and depression. I have been afraid to come forward because I feared the emotional and mental impact it would have on me. To speak about what I experienced.
And you heard the federal government mention there. One of the survivors told me that they were still hurt by the fact that Pam Bondi didn't turn around and acknowledge them during that hearing. And that's a reason they're here in New York, because they believe that now they're going to take it to the states to help pass more legislation that they believe will hold their offenders accountable. And now for this bill, they say they hope it gets picked up in the Assembly and it gets passed this session by the end of June. Reporting here from the state capitol, Tom Eschen, CBS 6 News.
All right, thank you, Tom. And this all comes as a congressional watchdog group, the Government Accountability Office, is now examining how the DOJ handled Epstein-related documents amid growing bipartisan concerns about transparency and redactions. Meanwhile, former Attorney General Pam Bondi is set to testify before the House Oversight Committee later this month about her role in the release of the Epstein files. Bondi's testimony was initially delayed after her removal, with the Justice Department arguing the subpoena applied only while she held office.